What's up, sports investors? How you doing today? Welcome back to the Fame Rothstein's. Welcome back to the Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein, and today's a little different day. I know I don't usually do YouTubes on Monday, but there's something going on in the social media, pop culture world that we got to talk about, and so therefore, I'll give you some picks as well. For those of you who all don't know, this is a sports investing podcast where we discuss sports betting through sports wagering and sports investing through sports wagering. And if you feel like you have a gambling problem, please do not listen to this program or come back in about 3 to 4 minutes. All right, let me get something off. Let me talk about it, and then come back in about 3 to 4 minutes. But for those of you who remain, you will become profitable sports investors. All right, because I gave you 5 yesterday, 3 of them hit. Remember, we invested each one singly, and for the same amount, and we'll usually profit. The 2 we lost. My hometown team, the Bengals. I told you I try to stay away from them. I told you I wasn't going to invest in it, but I liked the line, but I wasn't going to take it because every time I get involved with them, something bad happens. They lost outright. Okay, they were favored by 11. We took them by that up to like 13, almost 2 touchdowns. Nope. And then Josh Allen, I forgot his name, calling him Wayne Allen and everything, and he got pissed. We took him to throw over 2.5 touchdowns, and he threw 2. And on the chance he had to run one, he did. Ran about a 15-yarder in. Like, goddamn. The 3 we won, we took Brady to throw 3 touchdowns, over 2.5, and he did. Matthew Stafford over 2.5, and he did. And we took the Titans plus 5.5. They were 3.5-point underdogs. We teased it back about 2 points, about a couple points, and they won the game outright. Didn't matter. But Derrick Henry's out for the year. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt in the. But he's out for the regular season with a foot injury. Might be back for the playoffs. But that's going to hurt. That's going to take away some props, some spreads, everything. All right? But we don't dwell on wins. We don't dwell on losses. We keep going. And I've got 3 for you today at a prop, all right? Let me get right into them. NBA, we'll take the Celtics, or not the Celtics, the Indiana Pacers and Domantas Sabonis at home against the Spurs. We're going to take the Pacers on the money line. It's like minus 162. Okay? Also, I forgot who the 4 I was. Here's my ticket. Let me pull it out. Let me pull out my ticket. I'll tell you who I'm taking. Okay. I forgot who the other game was, and I know what my 2 NFL picks are. It was Portland plus 6.5 at Philly. That's normal odds. I didn't tease it at all. Portland minus or plus 6.5 at Philly. Okay, the 2 NFL picks I got for you are the Chiefs. The normal spread is 10. I teased it back to 7. Chiefs minus 7, and I'm going to take Josh Gordon of the Chiefs, coming off a suspension, to score a touchdown. The prop keeps going up between 550 plus 550 and plus 575. Either or, because this is what he does. Gets suspended for the weed out, comes back and has monster games till he gets suspended again. All right? Now, if you feel like you have a gambling problem, you can listen again, because we're going to talk about this Alpo situation. Not the dog food, but Alpo, the gangster. Alberto Martinez, Panamanian Black American, I believe, from New York City. Oh, even though this is not mostly sports investing today, it's still bucket low, like fuck it though. All right? You see what's going on, Kango and whatnot. But yeah, Mr. Martinez, Alberto, if you don't know, he was the character that Cameron played in the movie Paid in Full. And from what I understand, either the feelings about what he did were so deep, or Cameron played him so well that there was a attempt on Cameron's life in Washington, D.C. We'll get into that. But yeah, this character, Albert Martinez, he was, in the movie, it was Rico, I think, was his name. He was a part of a drug cartel with him and 2 friends. They were young guys, like 19, 20. I mean, they were, driving cars before they were out. Like what's the song by Jay-Z when he say, you ain't heard, I pushed the 6 when the 5s was out. Drove a Benz 600 when the 5s was out. Right? They were doing like that. It was, 88, they driving 1990 Saabs, things like that. These guys, Rich, Porter, AZ, Faison, I believe, and then Mr. Martinez. In the movies, they were Mitchell, Ace Boogie, and Rico. I'm telling you, it's a cult classic amongst inner city blacks. Paid in Full, the hood classic. It is. It's a good movie. I know it back and forth, just like Goodfellas. With De Niro and what's his name, Pesci and Ray Liotta. I know it back and forth. All the lines. It's that good of a movie. A lot of lore on it. But one thing that happened in real life, they kind of, of course, the movie took some poetic license and kind of wrote around it. But one thing that happened in real life is one of the members of the cartel, Rich Porter, is his real name, Mitchell in the movie, his little brother was kidnapped for ransom. Turns out that it was the kid's relative, I believe his uncle, participated in the kidnapping. And long story short, the kid was eventually killed. I mean, they sent him. They sent the brother Mitchell, Rich. They sent him the kid's finger, saying if you don't pay up, blah blah blah. And one thing led to another. They killed him. They wanted some money. I believe $500,000 or whatever was the ransom. This was the same kidnapping crew that allegedly kidnapped Bobby Brown as well. It held him for $400,000 after buying the debt for $25,000. Okay. Now, so basically while the little brother's been kidnapped, Alpo, Mr. Martinez, Alberto Martinez, he finds out, he ends up killing Rich. Shoots him, his partner, his drug dealing partner, he shoots him. Ends up having him killed. In the movie, he kills him himself. In real life, we'll get into that here in just a second. Basically, everybody on social media is going off saying Alpo had it coming. It was, even I posted that, like he kind of had it coming for 30 years. He did, because he told on a lot of people, not from Harlem, New York, but down in D.C. Told on a lot of people in D.C., ratted on them. And, the feelings are not very good for him. And he comes home from prison in the last couple years. And just last year or the year before that, he does a video taking us along the route where he killed the guy Rich. How he did it, what happened. A guy was in the back seat and, he gave him the signal and the dude hit him twice with a .357 in the back of the head. And he wasn't all the way dead yet when they're ready to dump the body, so he had to tag him a couple more times before they dumped the body. I'm not going to lie to you. If the video was 15 minutes long, I probably watched 12 of it, telling the story. Just because it's an interesting story about how these young men were doing that. But I'm sure the people who were closer to them three, Rich, AZ, and Alpo, were probably, had some wounds reopened and probably felt some type of way about that. So, and everybody's saying, because he snitched, he killed Rich and all this, he got what he had coming to him, which is probably true. But at the same time, when Rich Porter, what he said about Omar and the Wire, that cop, this ain't the motherfucker that made 62 ways for the peanut. Let's not act like Alpo killed a bunch of citizens. All right? These were drug dealers and or murderers themselves that he killed. It was crime on crime. And when he got caught, he told. Hell, Sammy the Bull did the same thing. He got 18 bodies. He only did 5 years in jail behind all that. And that wasn't even necessarily for the murders, if I ain't mistaken. It was behind some other shit. But, yeah, he did 18 years. He's still living. He did 18 murders. He's still living. Confess to him. I don't know how many Alpo confessed to, but, I don't remember if Richard Porter was ever, alleged to have been involved in any murders or whatnot. But at the same time, once you I mean, violence starts in the drug game pretty much immediately. You're a corner boy hustler. Violence starts. People are coming to rob you, beat you. Guys who sell weed in high school, sell drugs in high school, violence is a part of that. Going in the bathroom fighting because somebody's trying to take your stuff from you. What you gonna do? Tell the teacher, he took my weed. He took my coke. Now everybody's suspended? No, you got to go fight for that. So violence is pretty much enters the game instantly when you're selling drugs. And then therefore, and a guy like Porter, who's that high in the drug game, I don't think it's I don't think it's a bad inference to suggest that there was some gunplay involved at some point. Just because. So let's not act like Alpo's the bad guy. And if you, without getting into the story, that deep, the minutiae, I think a reasonable inference could be made that the ringleader of the three, Mr. Faison, may have been a little bit jealous of Mr. Martinez. I mean, there's some guy on the internet who does that, says that, and I'm like, he's kind of got a point there about some things. But, everybody's, just going off. I've seen countless videos on YouTube and whatnot, people talking about it. I'm just like, it is what it is. It's a fascinating story that's probably, for the most part, come to an end now. I mean, I guess it kind of came to an end with the movie, then he got released. I don't know. I don't know why he did the video he did of taking us on the murder trail of Richard Porter, but maybe he was trying to make some money off of it himself. I mean, everybody else made money off of his story. Why can't he? He didn't get money for Paid in Full, I don't think. But I don't want to speak out of school either. But, I don't think he got anything significant from it if he did. That thing's, I mean, hell, but they said BET just played it again yesterday, or one of these streaming channels played it after he was murdered. Some people are calling it assassination. It is what it is, but we're not going to sit up here and act like, he was killing citizens. I mean, he was in the drug game. That's a part of it. Violence, murder. And everybody he killed was either a drug dealer or a murderer or a murderer themselves. So, let's pump the brakes a little bit on condemning them and celebrating. Just know that, as one video I saw, Tariq Nasheed titled it, "The Streets Never Forget." That's true. The streets don't forget. The dirt you do, karma never forgets an address, all that kind of stuff is true. But we're not going to act like he deserved this. You don't want to see everybody getting killed out here over, drugs and whatnot. I don't like hearing about people getting shot, period. But, yeah, man, the dude, I mean, he wasn't killing citizens, y'all. These were all violent drug dealers that he was killing. So he wasn't doing necessarily society a favor, but that's just a part of that world. That's just a part of that world. You're getting that high up. Allegedly, the reason he killed Rich is because, Rich found another connect. And actually, the ringleader, AZ, kind of confirmed this on another interview with Vlad TV. But Rich found another connect and was selling Alpo some cocaine. And he was overcharging him like $3,000 per kilogram that he sold him. Alpo allegedly bought about 100 kilograms from him at these prices. So he juiced his man for $300,000. His man, his homie. Not condoning murder, but you steal $300,000 for me like that, and we supposed to be cool. I kind of understand. I'm gonna have to talk to you about it at least. We're gonna have to have a discussion. I don't know if I'm putting hands on you or killing you, but we're gonna have a discussion. We're gonna have a discussion of you if you beat me for $300,000, and we're supposed to be homies. We're supposed to be homies. You're supposed to be my ace. We think it's peanut butter and jelly. We tight like milk and cookies. And you robbing me for $300,000. Like I said, we got to have a discussion. Like I said, hopefully violence stays out of it, but we need to have a discussion. You understand? So there's that. But yeah, that's all I got, folks. Don't forget, like, subscribe, sign up to this video. Sign up to I'm usually Saturday and Sunday. Today was just a special day. After the dude got killed, we had to talk about it, all right? Don't, what was I going to say? Don't forget, like, subscribe to the video, sign up for notifications, check out the Sports Investing Podcast. It'll be back Thursday. There's an episode out today. Usually goes Thursday through Monday during the football season. Once football over, it picks up a little bit, probably a day or two more throughout the week, either Tuesday or Wednesday. And that's on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, about 10 different places you can find it, all right? And don't forget my email address. FameRothstein@yahoo.com, FameRothstein, or RockyIzzy@yahoo.com, RockYizzy@yahoo.com. And, my Twitter, Big E Rothstein, BiggieRothstein, that's at Big E Rothstein. And my Instagram, at Fame_Rothstein, FAME_ROTHSTEIN, or at Betting Public, BETTINGPUBLIC, all right? But that's all I got for today, folks. It's running a little longer than I anticipated, but hey, had to talk about it. But we'll be back on the podcast Thursday and here on YouTube Saturday. But until then, everybody stay safe. Peace.